Hey guys, welcome back to the Built in America show. I'm your host, Jeff Vreeland. This show is about the men and women who are actually building businesses in America today, not chasing profits, but trying to do it with conviction, integrity, and responsibility. As you know, each episode I'm sitting down with founders, operators, leaders, owners who believe business is more than transactions, it's influence, it's stewardship, and it's one of the most powerful ways values show up in real life. We're here to talk about the marketplace, what's changing, what's working, and what it really takes to serve customers who care about where they buy and who they are buying it from. These are honest conversations with people doing the work, learning in real time how to build, lead, and grow in a complicated world. I'm very excited today to have my guest, Bryce Blosser, who's the owner of Hallowed Homestead. His work sits right in the intersection of building a business and staying grounded in his values. Bryce, appreciate you being here, buddy. Thanks for joining. Can you tell me a little bit about Hallowed Homestead?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me. Hallowed Homestead is a husband-wife duo. I own it and operate it with my wife, Melanie. And it was really birthed out of our family farm. Uh, Hallowed Homestead, in a nutshell, is a tallow-based skincare line, which started back in 2024 is when we incorporated it, started selling online and that kind of thing. But its roots go all the way back into our family farm. I took that over from my grandfather about 12 years ago, at the age of about 21. And we kind of went on the same path that he was going down, heavily involved in the commercial agricultural market, just one cog in the big machine. We were kind of the middleman, and we were just buying and selling cattle out west to feedlots. Over the next several years, we shifted focus once I took ownership into direct to consumer. In the fall of 2023 is when we made the leap. Everything we do here on the farm is direct to consumer, 100%. We're not involved in the commercial side of things at all anymore. And so with that, we are selling meat directly to our local communities of stuff that we raise, beef, pork, chicken, eggs. And where Howard Homestead comes into that is kind of twofold. One is after going through COVID, we noticed within our own house, but then also as a nation, as a community, we started being more aware of health, what that really means. It's not just a prescription we take or physical therapy or the doctor's office. It's what are we putting in our bodies? What are we putting on our bodies? And how does that affect negatively or positively our overall health? So that was one jump we went into with Howard Homestead is how do we live cleaner, healthier, more simple. Then two, just personal side effect is stewardship. So we're selling beef to our local community, but on a small scale like that, direct to consumer, we're not a large packer, we're not a large industry. And so we can't use every single part of the animal. One is because of the outlet. The demand for those parts on a small scale is very low. But then two is we're working with a local USDA butcher house, and they don't have all the proper equipment and standards in order to, according to USDA standard, to properly clean and package every part of the animal to where it can be up to their standards and we can resell it. So with that, we're throwing a lot of suet away. We're leaving it at the packer house. And so we realized, okay, we're just using this animal to the best we can, we think, but yet we're still throwing a lot away. So we really wanted to be better stewards of what God has given us. And so we started looking at what parts of the animal can we use that the packer can give back to us. And the two biggest things is the beef organs and the suet. On the farm side of things, we use the beef organs to make into dog treats. And then the suet side of things, we birthed Hallowed Homestead, a natural skincare line.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome. You guys are doing it really well and being very effective and efficient at what you're doing. So let's jump into our 5 questions then. How does your business, question one, how does your business help people live out their values when they spend their money?
Yeah, and I think that's twofold. One is kind of the mission and where we were founded is living cleaner simply. You can find it on our website and on our social media. I think I don't run the social media aspect of things. Is living natural, living the way God and grandma intended. So kind of getting back to the basics, all of our stuff has very simple ingredients, very minimal ingredients. There's a lot of different tallow skincare on the market today. Ours probably, I can't say this legally and with confidence, but ours probably has the fewest ingredients out of everybody. And so we do take it all the way back, as close to God's creation as we can. And so when buying our product, when using our product, not only are you not putting toxic chemicals on your body, in your body, so you're preserving the temple that God has instilled in us. Um, but also you're buying from a family who has that in values. We are a small business. Like I said, it's just me and my wife. We have 3 kids. And so any money that you're spending with us goes directly to us. We are faith based. We love God. We love our country. We love our family. And so you're supporting those values
Hmm.
on you as a consumer or personal base on the product you're receiving, but then also indirectly of where your money's going and what we are supporting with our influence in our local community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you just touched on question number 2 just a little bit, but what does building and growing your business in America mean to you personally?
Yeah, again, it's multi-factor. Just the emotions behind it, you could say, as we're keeping the profit, we're keeping the economic here at home, is we're not going outside of our country and honestly with us outside of our community, unless you buy online. But we're keeping it all grounded here, which means that the money that is being spent, the revenue being collected, is going towards American values, you could say, because that money is staying locally. But then also more on the business side of things, more of the structure behind the scenes things is um, building a company in America today. I'm just super blessed for a couple of different reasons. Is one, it is a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Don't get me wrong, starting a business is hard. It takes a lot of hours, and you really have to dedicate yourself to that. But in order to do Shopify. That's what our platform runs on. And it is a very easy, simple process to get your foot in the door. When we started Hallowed Homestead, seeded the company $1,000 to get started, and we have not had to borrow or seed in any more money into that, just because of how easy it is to kind of get things going. And being an e-commerce platform, it allows you to reach hundreds and thousands and however many people. I'm still don't quite understand how all that works. I try to leave that to some friends that try to help me build out the platform and go on the back end and stuff. But I don't how we can have access to such a big consumer base in America here. But then also is it's relatively fast for the consumer,
Yep, it
keeping
is.
it in within the United States. We don't ship internationally. We've had people ask us to try to do that, but I have no interest in doing that, to be honest with you. The person gets the product simpler, but overall, I'd bring it back to the money being spent, the money, the revenue that we collect is staying here in America to further promote American values and support American families.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, how have you seen customers change in the last few years, especially those who are conservative or faith minded customers, or maybe in just the last few months?
Yeah. Um, I think the biggest thing for that I see is goes all the way back to, let's say, 6 years ago, COVID. I think that changed a lot of things in America, across the world. But I'm focused on here in our community and what I know. And like I kind of mentioned in the beginning, is people became a lot more aware and started thinking more about their health and how they are living, and does that get you to where you want to be? Um, and so over the past 6 years, we've seen an increased demand on our farm side of things and buying directly from consumer on the foods that we eat. Then on the skincare lines of things, we're starting to question the conventional, quote unquote, conventional way of doing things of putting these big company synthetic ingredients on our skin, and what kind of effect does that have down the road with hormonal disruption and toxins. And so we've definitely seen a big shift in the consumer base, a growing awareness, you could say, but also a growing acceptance of using tallow skincare, because I don't know how many of you all have tried it or how many of you are turning your nose up thinking about it. But even for us, when we first started venturing into this realm back in late 2023, and we're thinking about starting a skincare company, is at first putting beef fat on her face just doesn't really sound very appealing. But once you actually look into the benefits of it and how closely suet resembles your skin's natural oils and boil it down and the health benefits you can get from it, we quickly got over that hurdle and we have not looked back. And so we're seeing more and more people accepting of
Yeah.
that, more and more people desiring that. But then I'd say within the last couple years, 1 or 2 years, we've also seen an extra drive from consumers to want to support not only small business and families, but people that they ideologically and religiously are connected to. And so we've seen a big push for our faith based and more patriotic, want to support those kinds of companies. We
Yeah,
don't
we're
really
seeing that a lot.
advertise ourselves. Yeah. So I mean, and like you said, is in your intro, you talked about integrity, and that's really what we try to do is just be honest and have integrity through everything we do. So we let people know exactly our beliefs.
Yeah.
We don't really advertise our product using our beliefs, though, if that makes sense. But we are very open with it. It's on our website.
Yeah. So you're jumping into question
we have
4
a
for me
direct
right
answer.
here. Yeah. What? So
I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. I love it, man. It's like you're reading the
It
script
all
really well.
ties together.
It does. It does. So what values? Let's talk about that. What values guide the way that you lead your team and serve your customers? What are those 1 or 2 values that you guys are, or 1 or 2 or 3 that you guys are looking at?
Yeah, and I'd say right off the bat, number one is underneath of loving the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind is integrity. And that's not just for business world. That's personal. That's one thing that we try to instill into our children every single day is be a man, be a woman of integrity. If people trust you, they'll trust what you're saying, whether that's pointing them towards the gospel or trusting the product you're trying to sell. And so everything we do is built on integrity. We are very honest about our suet, where it comes from, how our process is, what we're selling you, the benefits of it, the potential, I wouldn't say risk, but the potential side effects if you have really oily skin, that maybe you shouldn't buy our product because beef fat is very oily. It is an oil. And so we try to have honesty and integrity in absolutely everything we do. And from there, everything else flows.
Yeah.
We take that, like I said, from a family perspective, exact same in business. We don't have 2 different worlds that we live in, one at home, one in the public. It's all the same.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. My last question. We got just a couple minutes left here, so we got to go quick. It's my favorite question though. What's one piece of advice you'd give to business owners trying to reach values-driven Americans?
Yeah, I'd say if you're a new business, just start. There's no perfect time to do it. You just got to take the leap and go for it. Trying to reach value driven, I'd say be authentic. Not only is that our calling to have integrity and be authentic, but also that's what the population craves so much right now is just authenticity. You probably see it all over social media. We're a generation that is just craving real, authentic people, but real, authentic product and businesses, ones that you can trust and that you can stand behind.
Absolutely, man. That is great. That is great. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here on the show today. Bryce, thanks so much for being here as well. We really appreciate it. But guys, I hope today's conversation encouraged you, reminded you that building a business in America today is about more than profits. It's about values, it's about people and long-term impact. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to check out and subscribe to our weekly Liberty Spenders podcast. You can find it right here on YouTube, where we go deeper into how Americans are choosing to live out their values with where and how they spend their money. And if you're a business leader or business owner or a brand that wants to understand how to serve value-driven Americans, check us out at libertyspenders.com. We'll be happy to connect you, talk with you, meet with you about that. Finally, if you know someone maybe that would be a good guest here on Built in America podcast, head over to builtinAmericaPodcast.com to learn more and apply. But thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for supporting American built businesses, and we'll see you next time on Built in America.